Hey, what's going on, guys? Aldesha here, and today I'm going to open up some Star Trek action figures. As you can see, I have Benjamin Sisko from Deep Space Nine. This would be the Benjamin Sisko from the Trials and Tribulations episode, the very, very cool episode where they go back to the original Enterprise, and that's one of my favorite episodes from Deep Space Nine. We have Hugh Borg from The Next Generation as well. And we have Saru from Discovery. And I'll open up Saru first. I saw Michael Burnham alongside of Saru, and I wasn't sure if I should pick her up or not. I might do that eventually. So there's Michael Burnham right there. I've got these three guys. They're up on the shelf up here. You can't really see them. And I picked up Picard. These are like $15 new, and I can pick up a Riker and a Data at a toy store, collectible store, for about half the price. So it wasn't really vital for me to get a brand new Riker and Data, but I haven't seen a Picard locally. I know I can get them on eBay, online, whatever. But so I did pick up the Picard. But let's open up Saru here. And Saru is played by Doug Jones, as you know, if you're a fan. And he comes with a base, phaser. Not sure what that is. I'm sure it says on the back. And a tricorder, it looks like. So, and this is from 2022. Even though I just picked it up a few months ago, maybe late last year. I'm not sure. So let's open this guy up here. And this cardstock is like incredibly thick. It's not going to be easy to open. I'll probably lose half the accessories on the floor right away. I imagine this is for the collectible market, as in the Q code. Most adults would understand that. If you're a child collector or just a child and you don't understand the history with Next Generation and whatever, you probably won't understand the reference to Q and the Q code right there. And it says for parents only. So I guess if you're not a parent, you can't use the Q code and scan the QR code. So I didn't quite understand that. I kind of understand what they're getting at, but it's like people that are not parents will also buy these toys. Man, he did not make it easy to get into this thing. So I haven't lost anything yet. Of course, he's all fastened in here in the back. So that's not going to be easy to get out. Oh, lost the base already. Here's the base. It's not even stamped with the any logos or anything. It's just plain. It's in the Starfleet insignia right there. The shape of the insignia right there. So there's Saru. I'm not going to put them together because I'll fumble around with these accessories quite a bit. I didn't realize he was twisted in here like this. I will display these here shortly. Oh, it's not. It's just rubber bands. That's awesome. So let me get some scissors. Cut this off. I thought those were like twist ties. So that shouldn't be too bad. I think we can get them out of here now. Oh my goodness. Definitely do not make it easy to get this out of here. And I imagine they're not made for people to open the package per se. And he's got one more on his arm. I think I can get past that one. And his feet right there. So I mean, he's already vacuum packed in this bubble right here. And they still put bands on him so he doesn't come out. So there's Saru right there. Let's get this out of the way. Like I said, I'm not going to put the accessories on him right this minute. He's got decent articulation right there, wrist, elbows, shoulders, head, hip or legs, feet. And if you've seen the show, you know about his modified uniform with the shoes right there. So that's very cool. Let's see if he stands up easily on the base. Now let's put this other foot on there. It's not a very heavy figure or top heavy per se, so I think he'll be all right. I wish these bases were just a little bit wider so you could easily get the wider stance figures on there without having to overlap them. So there's Saru right there. And like I said, he does come with a phaser. I believe this is the tentacle maybe that comes out of his neck when he gets agitated, maybe. And tricorder, I believe, right there. Doesn't really say on the back of the package. So next we'll go with 1997's Star Trek line Warp Factor series right there. One serialized when everything was given a number back in the day, and I think it's on the base of his foot or the bottom of his foot. That's how the other action figures were. And there's a game that you could have played back in the day that expired in 1997, 12/31/97. And I thought for sure that I won already, because if I won the purple, or if I got the purple tribble, I got a trip to Paramount Studios. And there's a purple tribble in there already. So I thought for sure this was a winner, but apparently not. I believe you have to scratch these off and see if you've won. So if you haven't seen the Trials and Tribulations episode, it's a very cool throwback to the original series. In the CGI for the time from 1997, the late 90s, was just outstanding for that show. They did a really good job of integrating the characters into the Enterprise from the 60s. So let's pull out the tribbles here. I believe that's brown, burgundy, I believe, and purple. That's very cool. We'll pull out Benjamin right here. And I don't want to lose all these accessories right away either. So let's set Benjamin to the side for a second. There's the game piece, and it's taped in there. I don't know if I want to scratch the game piece or not and see if I would have won 26 years ago or so. But there's the back of it. I'll open that in a second. So, got a plastic tribble? Is that what those are? A couple pads, a communication device right there. Like I said, if I pull these out, they're just going to pop all over the floor. So I'm going to leave those as they are for a moment. Let's get the base off here, which is also... See, this base seems like it's a little bit bigger than the other base for like Saru there. Which I wish all the newer figures were like that. That way, if you had a figure with a wider stance, you could definitely pose them a little more easily. So there's the base. Let's check the base compared to Saru. Oh yeah, it's definitely bigger from the newer stuff there. So let's grab Benjamin out of the package there. There he is in his original Starfleet uniform, old school Starfleet uniform. And there's the number on the bottom of his boot. That was like such a big thing back in the day. I don't know if it's going to focus or not, but you get the point. That was like they were trying to tie into the or appease the collector market. Oh, that's a much more solid foundation right there to stick the action figure on. And he's got more room to kind of hang out. But it is a shorter and stockier action or figure compared to Saru right there. I understand the character is taller in the show and in real life than Cisco and Avery Brooks is. But it's just, this is much thinner, much less plastic than Cisco. And he's got some pretty cool articulation right there. All the traditional joints and everything. Good to go. So, very cool. Awesome. Stick his triples over there. And I will get these set up and display them a little bit better than I am today. With the other figures I have already open. So next we have Hugh Borg. This is a very cool character and episode when the Enterprise crew tried to let Hugh know that he could survive outside the collective and be his own individual person and things like that. So that's very cool. And I've been wanting to figure out what a Skycaps is. I believe it's just a card. I Googled it and I didn't get much information, but it's a space. I think it's just a trading card. And he's got some Borg weaponry right there and things like that. And this is from 1994, I believe. Yeah, right there, 1994. And he's got his file card, some of the characters from Series 7 that you could get back in the day. And there's Hugh, the one on the front there. So let's open up Hugh. I kind of don't want to open this one, but I understand in the 90s, everything was overproduced. No matter what you collected, it was overproduced. Comics, cards, action figures. So this is not like in short supply. It's not a rare figure per se. Even the rare figures, I think, have long peaked in value. And they're more affordable today. Oh, he's got a cool base. I didn't notice that before. He's got a Borg base. That is very cool. Let's get that off of there. Of course, he wouldn't have a Starfleet base, right? I didn't see that before. That is very, very cool. Cool. Let's open him up there. So did the other figures? I haven't really opened a lot of alien figures per se. I don't have, well, just Khan, I guess. But do they all have their, like, do Klingons have their own Klingon base and things like that? Where here's, it says Hugh Borg. That's very cool. Very cool. And it's raised a little bit here. You can kind of see the definition. So we'll throw Hugh on there in a second. And there he is. Let's get the inner bubble out. Oh, see, he's not even secured in there like Saru was. So that's very cool. There's the bubble. And there's Hugh. Right there. Like his arm's kind of twisted out of the package. It's like, it's not a natural pose, man. That doesn't seem right. Let me see if I can. There we go. That's a little bit better. Kind of strange coming out of the package like that. Like, yeah, it shouldn't have been like that. And there's his mechanism on his hand and his tubing and things like that, and his eyepiece. That's very cool. And I don't think these were stamped on the bottom. Well, I guess they were. You can kind of see a number right there. I don't know. It's not going to come into focus. But yeah, that's very cool. And I really would like to collect all the Star Trek Playmates action figures. It's just not realistic. They made 1 million of them. And it's just not feasible with a limited budget. You know, still got reality to deal with and bills and things like that. Oh, he doesn't stick very well in the base at all. Oh, maybe. There we go. Let's see if we can twist them. So, yeah, that's very cool. Very, very cool. I'm going to have to adjust his pose there. He's kind of leaning back, gangster style. So let's see what the Skycaps were. right there, Skycaps. I'm sure if you're a collector, you long have known what these are, but I haven't opened up an old 90s Playmates action figure. I think this is the first one, actually, this one in Cisco, that I've opened. I don't really collect these figures per se. I collect mostly autographs. So, but I want, if I had the financial resources, I would definitely collect all the Star Trek Playmates series if I had the ability to. That and the Batman the Animated Series collection. Those would be the two on the top of the list, but that's if I, get crazy Powerball money and things like that, which isn't going to happen. Well, that's a very thick cardstock right there. Very thick. Oh, it pops out. So it's like a cardboard pog. Okay, you can see the perforation right there. I did not know that. I'm not going to pop that out, definitely. I'm going to keep it like it is. So that's very, very cool. So that's what they mean. Did these ever take off in another series or another line or another manufacturer? Space Caps? A lot of information on the bottom. I can bear, it's all the characters. Okay, cool. From Locutus to Waxana Troy. That's very cool. I'm not going to read all of them, and I'm not going to read his bio. I can barely see that at this angle. So that's very cool. I'm going to definitely keep this in a binder. Not going to pop that out, but I like that. That's very cool. And let's see what he got. He's got a Borg rifle like that. See, that's why I didn't want to take this stuff out. It's got a Borg weapon right there. Like I said, I'm going to put all the guns and things like that, set them up, and I'll display those later, let you guys see. But that's very cool. I don't know the piece that I just dropped. It looks like he's got some kind of phaser right there. Lots of old packaging that held up very well. So yeah, like I said, there was another piece that fell out. I don't know where it went. But yeah, those are my recent pickups from the Star Trek Playmates lines right there. We got Benjamin Sisko, Trials and Tribulations episode, Saru. I don't believe that's connected to any particular episode. And Hugh from the Hugh Borg episode of Next Generation right there. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you guys later.